This is a stimulus and news update. President Trump has been discharged from the hospital and tweeted, "Don't be afraid of COVID." Nancy Pelosi, Steve Mnuchin had another stimulus negotiation, and I'll let you know what good came out of that hour-long talk. And then the Trump administration has lowered the standards for a U.S. vaccine to be approved and fast-tracked, but not necessarily the safest option. Before we get started, if you want more fact-based, fast-paced stimulus updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more straight-to-the-point stimulus videos. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Really quick, before we get into second stimulus check information, IRS just put out an update about the first stimulus check. They're extending the deadline to November 21st. Originally, it was October 15th. If you are a non-filer and did not receive your first stimulus check yet, use the non-filers tool. There's still around 9 million people who didn't receive their first stimulus check. That's close to $11 billion not claimed yet. So if you haven't received it, go to the non-filers tool. All right, next, let's talk about President Trump has been discharged from the hospital with a few tweets. So he was admitted into the hospital for COVID virus on Friday, and Monday afternoon he was released, walking on his own with a mask, doesn't seem to be in any critical condition. He then tweeted that, "Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. We have developed under the Trump administration some really great drugs and knowledge. I feel better than I did 20 years ago." I'm shocked that President Trump was able to get out of the hospital, walk on his own, because the last we heard, he was given steroids, antibiotics, all these other things, and I guess it worked, and now he's better. He's still not out of the woods yet. He has to be under care in the White House, but doesn't have to be in the hospital. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below about his fast recovery. All right, so moving on, right before President Trump got out of the hospital, Lindsey Graham had a conversation with him regarding stimulus. Basically, what he said is, "Just spoke with President Trump and he sounds terrific, very engaged and ready to get back to work. He's also very excited about Judge Amy Coney Barrett being confirmed to the Supreme Court and focused on a good deal to help stimulate the economy." President Trump doesn't really have any power in regards to a stimulus going out to the American people. Originally, he said that he could do an executive order for stimulus checks. That hasn't happened yet, and it's probably not going to happen. If that doesn't happen, then President Trump could only influence or promote or pressure for a stimulus package, but he has no power whatsoever. So if you remember, a couple of days ago, he tweeted, so he could just push for a second stimulus package. He can't promote it. So he said, "Our great USA wants and needs stimulus. Work together and get it done. Thank you." Besides that, there's nothing else that President Trump can do in regards to passing a stimulus check or giving a stimulus check out to the American people. But the only two people who can are Nancy Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. Those are the only two key players in regards to a stimulus package passing and going out to the American people. Even Steve Mnuchin, he doesn't really have much power because he doesn't have a vote. He doesn't have a full say. He's just helping out with the stimulus negotiations. Even if Steve Mnuchin comes out with a good deal, it's still up to the Senate Republicans who have the last say because they're able to vote on the package. So regarding yesterday's talk, Nancy Pelosi, Steve Mnuchin had another hour-long talk, and nothing really came out of it. They're not recording the conversations. They're not giving us any news, so we don't know what progress is being made. But the good thing is that they're not playing the blame game like they were in the beginning. They're saying that progress is being made after these talks, these hour-long talks, sometimes up to 90 minutes long. So I think this is good news. What was said is Speaker Pelosi and Secretary Mnuchin spoke by phone today at 11:30 a.m. for approximately 1 hour. The two discussed justifications for various numbers and plan to exchange today in preparation for another phone call tomorrow. So they're going to have a talk, it seems like, almost every day, and hopefully something comes up soon. Yesterday, Senator John Barrasso, which is a Republican senator, said there continue to be discussions and I hope we can get a solution. And then he says that the Democratic plan goes way beyond what we need to fight the coronavirus. So Republicans still not on board for that $2.2 trillion stimulus plan by Nancy Pelosi. The Republican plan, or not even the Republican plan, the White House plan is still a $1.6 trillion plan. There's still some differences between the Democrats and the White House and the Republicans. It gets kind of confusing because there's so many different voices, and not all these voices have a say in the actual stimulus negotiation. For example, Mark Meadows, who was originally one of the 4 stimulus negotiators, is now weighing in, saying that he wants a piecemeal relief bill. Mark Meadows is the White House chief of staff. He doesn't have any power in regards to passing a stimulus package either. He's more just an influencer or a cheerleader. What he said is, even if a large comprehensive bill is not possible, let's go ahead and pass a number of things that we can agree on. That's what a lot of people are saying. Let's just get stimulus checks out to the people. Let's pass the unemployment benefits, which is what the Republicans and Democrats agree on, and then they could focus on other things later on. Mark Meadows also said the president's committed to getting a deal done, but he wants to make sure that we move expeditiously, but also in a fiscally responsible manner. Moving on to COVID news. Past few days, we had a spike over 50,000 cases, 53,000 cases on the 2nd, on the 3rd, 47,000, on the 4th, 34,000, on the 5th, 42,000. So it's still kind of hovering around 50,000 and 40,000. And then the Russian vaccine is still coming to the surface. So Russian scientists are promoting the COVID vaccine after President Trump getting diagnosed with COVID, saying now would be a good time for the US to seriously consider the Russian vaccine to defend themselves against COVID-19. Let me know down in the comments below, would you take this Russian vaccine? I've asked this before, but with different conditions happening, they said Trump would not be in this situation if he'd been vaccinated with the Sputnik V. Sputnik V is the name of that Russian vaccine, which did not go through any phase 3 trials. Phase 3 trials is what determines whether or not a vaccine is safe or not. The Russian vaccine completely skipped that altogether. Personally, I would not take it. It doesn't seem safe. It happened too fast. They didn't do the proper testing. President Trump said in terms of a U.S. vaccine that the vaccines are coming momentarily, but scientists are saying that they're not. In order to do the proper testing to pass a vaccine, we're not anywhere close to that. President Trump said many months ago that he wanted a vaccine done before the November 3rd election. And also the Trump administration just yesterday have blocked the FDA from certain coronavirus vaccine standards. So more specifically, there's a few different pharmaceutical companies that are in the running. So there's Pfizer, there's Moderna, there's AstraZeneca, and then Johnson & Johnson. President Trump is favoring Pfizer because they're the closest ones, and they just lowered the standards for the Pfizer vaccine to be passed. More specifically, what was said, a main sticking point has been that the recommendation that volunteers who have participated in vaccine clinical trials be followed for a median of 2 months after the final dose before any authorization is granted. Basically, what they're saying is that the Trump administration has canceled that 2-month standard of following the people who volunteered to take the vaccine and make sure that it's safe. Without that 2-month standard, we don't really know how safe the vaccine is. So that's what's going on with the Pfizer vaccine. It may not be the safest to take because it's not going through the proper testing and standards. Let me know down in the comments below, would you take this Pfizer vaccine that has kind of been fast-tracked and the safety standards lower? Let me know down in the comments below. And that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To cheer up your mood a little bit, here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing you should do for when you're feeling down and you want to follow your wishes, then do whatever you want. It's a free country here. You can do whatever you want. So bye guys. Have a good night or a good day.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you want a free money opportunity, you could get 2 free stocks through Webull down in the description below. If you want a 3rd free stock, you can sign up through Robinhood. If you want a free $75, you can sign up through North One Bank. I have links to that down in the description below. And if you want to learn how Oprah Winfrey was able to build a billion-dollar empire, I have a video on my other channel, Wise Vibes, where I go through the 7 lessons from Oprah Winfrey of how to build a $7 billion empire. I recommend clicking that video right over here and you could learn more about it. That channel, Wise Vibes, is all about providing motivation and inspiration to empower you to do anything you want in life. I want to add more positivity out in the world with that channel, Wise Vibes. So you could click that video right now and I'll see you in the next video. Have an amazing day. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.